It's the Caleb
You know what I haven't tried to do? I haven't tried to build around Luris, like, ever. Doesn't that sound cool? Just like building your entire deck to have shitty 2 mana or less permanent cards. And then your reward is you get a cat. Whatever you want, you can just have a cat in your hand. I'm gonna take Twister. Ooh. 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 Love it, Mr. UC. Love it. You see blue and black cards, you subscribe. Hell yeah. Wow, there's LED and Breach in the same pack. I mean, I'm gonna take this LED. It just has like more of a chance of doing something with our Time Twister start than the Breach does on its own. That cat could have rebought Bowmasters. It still could. Cat could wheel. Yeah, Memory Lapse is solid. I kind of want to grab one of these duels. One of these dualies, just in case Breach comes back. I feel like people fight over Volk more than Badlands. Bone Shards is interesting. Could take a Spire Bluff. Yeah, I'm just gonna like fucking hope the Breach comes back. Skydiver's interesting. Serum Visions is good. Inquisition is good. Time Warp's not out of the question. Mana's looking interesting. What are the odds that a Breach wheels, though? It's gotta be pretty low. People snap that up. Dipping into red isn't crazy, though. Like, we'd still want a Wheel of Fortune if we saw it. We could play it off the splash pretty easy. Maybe that Tar Pit will come back to us. Still with Breach in mind. But Frantic Search could also be an Echo, huh? We saw that one. Not a bad start here. The one pick I wasn't really sure about was Serum Visions versus Inquisition. Taking a counter or a removal spell or something so that your Bowmasters land. Makes sense, though. Damn. I think this is the Breach pack. I could be wrong. But I thought Breach pack was pack 2, right? Or no, it was pack 3. We went Bowmaster, Twister, Bowmaster, and then LED. So it would have been pack 3. Well, it would have been here, right? Got this here Tar Pit here. Yeah, difficult card to wheel. I thought it made sense to draft with it in mind. Draft towards the nut. It's not like Manamorphose and Frantic Search are bad cards. They can't go into any other archetype, right? Man, I need to draft more Survival before it leaves. Reminder, no stream tomorrow. And possibly no stream the day after. And then Wednesday I'll be for sure be streaming. Last couple days of Cube, though. I might squeeze something in. I've just got folks visiting, so I'm not sure. Not sure what kind of hours I'll be keeping. Off-color Mox, huh? Isn't that the end of the cube? I think I'll squeeze it in somewhere. It's me, is what I'm trying to get across. Like, I can't, like, guarantee commit my regular hours. But I'm sure I'll squeeze it in. Hey, Invisible Kid thinks the sub, thinks the 36 months, the 3 years. There's Brain Freeze for that Breach I didn't get, I kind of dig Archon here. We don't need, like, a lot of ways of rebuying it. Polluted Delta. Recurring Nightmare is kind of cute. It is a way to get back Archon, right? It could also work with the LED. I do really want that Delta, though. I do, Samson. I do think that. I had Master of Death in a Frog deck earlier, and that was pretty sick. That deck trophied, right? Yeah. Dark Slick, Life Death. Having to choose between fixing and reanimation over and over. It'll work out. Our mana requirements are not very severe right now. Ulamog's not a bad backup reanimation target. I'm thinking about Xander's Lounge. Yet another comes to play tapped land. It's wild how much more excited I am about Surveil lands than Tri-lands. Ooh, some troll action. Don't hate that. Starting to turn into a solid Reanimator shell. Time Twister does undo your graveyard, and that's like one thing to worry about with Twister, but obviously we're going to play with the Bowmasters, right? The Bowmasters and the LED. I think LED is cute with Recurring Nightmare. You play the Recurring Nightmare, you crack, put Archon in the bin. Ooh, Necromancy. And Remand here. Yeah, our shift to Reanimator is working out really well. Kind of undeserved, to be honest. You think Nightmare is looking bad with 3 creatures? The Cryptic Coat is also solid. Sometimes you can activate Tar Pit. You're underestimating our creature amount. Also, if all the rest of your cards in your deck are card draw, you can get away with a very low number of creatures for Nightmare, because you'll fucking draw them. Doesn't matter. Expressive is interesting. I'm going to take the Foundry just in case. I don't know why people want me to draft up people in this deck. It doesn't fit this deck at all. Haunted by round 2 at last draft. Yeah, but that deck was designed to play the upheaval, right? It was like an Academy deck, big mana stuff. Bunch of Moxen and such. Yeah, the sewers would be dope, but we're going to take Mox Diamond here. Yeah, that's probably particularly bad in Reanimator, right? You reanimate your big thing, and then you don't want to bounce the world. Voidwalker would be really good in this deck. I'm going to take the Force Will, though. I think we're going to have the blue count for Force. Blue was light last pack, but that's because of the directions. We should get a few more good blue cards here. And now we're passing Voidwalker and Mind Twist. Maybe one of them comes back, I hope it's Voidwalker. Could throw a Karakas in here. Don't love Souls of the Lost. Oh, let's take Brazen Borrower. Yeah, speaking of solid blue cards, So Probe would be solid. Arcfiend is not a bad one to reanimate sometimes. I wouldn't mind another one to reanimate. Right now we have Troll and Archon. The deck can use Mana Vault, though. Especially if we're going to do a fast Twister. Or then, yeah, Probe ups the blue count nicely. And just, like, eats a slot in the deck. Lets us build a little tighter. Hey, White Mane Lion thinks the sub thinks the 39 months. Fair enough, Ponder Putty. There's nothing wrong with dreams. Don't let me take that away from you. Watergrave versus Narset, Narset, another card that plays well with that Twister. The Watergrave to like actually have good mana. What's our actual card count here? We need like 5 more cards. We could take the Watergrave. Fuck, Just accepting the bad mana. Just accepting the slow mana here. I'm looking at Lorien Revealed. I'm also looking at Mana Leak. And then Currency Converter and Grave Titan are both great here as well. I kind of dig the Currency Converter, weirdly. And these blue cards are awesome. Converter's pretty good in Reanimator, though. Spits out 2/2s to sack to Recurring Nightmare. It's also like a loot. Plays well with the LED. Voidwalker did come back. Nice. Yeah, plenty of playables, I guess Lantern starts in the sideboard. Maybe we don't play Souls of the Lost. I mean, I guess I like it if we play Master of Death, but I don't think I want to play Master of Death here. It's cute with a Currency Converter, but we don't need it. And now we're a playable short. Could play the Dress Down. Could play the Souls of the Lost. Souls of the Lost is like not that bad with the converter, so at least you're not like losing value off of it. I do Heat Blood. This is a draft for future me, yeah. Yeah, I gotta get cleaned up. I got folks coming over for a family visit. Don't get to see my family that often. We're all kind of spread out. I'm gonna get to meet my nephew now that he's a toddler and actually saying words and stuff. Sounds nice. Should be nice, yeah. And they're all gonna be here for a few days. Alrighty. Much love, folks. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the early exit today. Next for sure stream is Wednesday. Wednesday with a little early start time. I think like 3 p.m. Central or something like that. It's gonna be a Hey, sup, Red Eye. Hey, Tuaz. Hope everyone's having a pleasant Tuesday afternoon. I think I only have time for a couple of drafts here tonight. But a couple of drafts is better than no drafts. What fortuitous timing. Hell yeah. Hey, yo, sup, Airfroll. That's an interesting mana base, right? Because we have double blacks and double blues. But we have the Urborg, which can maybe cover for double blanks. Maybe I should play one more blue source. Try that. Osric 250, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 91 months. Osric says, I don't get to hang out live much anymore, but I still enjoy watching the VODs. Thanks for being around and cheers. Hey, cheers, Osric. Thanks for still supporting. Glad you still enjoy the VODs at least. It came down. It used to be more. That's fucking wild. Is this a turn 1 Narset, turn 2 Twister? Speaking of wild, huh? I think I'm just going to straight up not downtick the Narset. Increase the chance I get to untap with it. What the Once Upon a Time find anyway? This Fabled Passage. Scoop incoming? Maybe. To play around days or not to, I can play the Converter out. I'm just going to jam this. One issue is they bounce the Narset and then I lose the Converter. Remand, sure. Narset could probably downtick. Could find like Inquisition or something. Help it force through. Fair enough. Just beautiful. I really want to Inquisition and get at that last card, but I think this is pretty good, right? Versus these past tokens. It seems pretty good. Do I have any plans to jam any Arena Cube? You saw I just went live today for a couple weeks. Oh, that's good timing. Because this is the last day of Vintage Cube. So tomorrow I've got a Modern tournament. But that sounds like an awesome thing to do on Friday. And then Saturday I've got a pre-Modern tournament, and that won't be streamed. Well, at least I won't be streaming it. And then Sunday I could do more Cube. And I do want to do some Legacy streams. I think I'm going to be mixing in Arena Cube with Legacy streams, Korath, for the next week or two then. I think that's my current plan. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Well, game 1 went really fucking well, huh? That was pretty ideal. Oh, is it the Living the Dream cube coming to Moto too? We're gonna be cube rich. All right, at least one day in 3 is gonna be Legacy though. Anything new in Legacy I'm excited to brew with? No, Blackfire. No, Legacy is a dead format, and it's at its absolute worst right now. And I'm going to play the crap out of it. Multi-Q 2 cubes. I don't think I can multi-queue between Moto and Arena. I don't think I can do that. I don't have the skills. Now we don't have the Twister, so I might as well go looking for it, huh? That is wild, Michael Benson. Yeah, not super surprising to me, but wild for sure. Yeah, good luck, obviously. Hope business is booming. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Hippie Long Years, 6 to 81 months there. Hippie Long Years says, 81 months ago, I was not 40 years old and had no heart disease. I choose to blame the passage of time on Caleb's stream. Hey, that's appropriate. I shall shoulder your burden. Thassa's Oracle is mighty interesting. Mighty interesting indeed. Kind of regret binning the code. I mean, I converted it to a 2-2 immediately, but a 3-2 unblockable might have been a lot better here, huh? Oh well. Board game cafes are pretty cool. They always just have like the best vibes. I think the troll's just supposed to get in there. We're gonna lose our Narset, but that's okay. Gotta win the game somehow. We spinning? Oh, we're spinning. Found a world spine worm? Excuse me? Yeah, alright. Okay. The double spin. If I can find another removal spell for this worm, then I think the Voidwalker handles it. It's a pretty big if, hum. wonder if I should have reanimated a troll a turn sooner so that time warp after the troll. Game might look a little closer. You don't think Dothy Voidwalker is fun? Really? I love this card. It lets the spike be a Timmy too. What's not to love? Jesus Christ. I don't think they're remotely the same, Bookkeeper. You can play Crocus in any deck, and it's very free. You don't even have to invest mana in it. Dothy Voidwalker dies to a fucking shock. There's like lots of shocks. Crocus invalidates whole archetypes. Dothy Voidwalker is just like very easy to answer. Dothy Voidwalker isn't like denying people doing cool things. It's like another cool thing to do. But obviously you don't have to have it in your cube if you don't like it. I just don't agree with your argument at all. Think I'm just dead. We'll see how the opponent do. I mean, 3 blockers has us taking 2, right? Yeah, they even decide to serve all. I am Cajun guy. I gotta say, like, nothing like having a 2-year-old around to like be like, awesome. I've got this like laughing kid, and it fucking rocks. Love being an uncle, but it also makes you appreciate not having a kid a little bit, you know? Love kids, but you have to kind of adjust your schedule, right? You're like on their time now. Well, these have trample, right? But yeah, we've had a pretty good visit. Went to the beach the other day. I did some grilling last night. Grilled up some pork chops and some brats and sweet corn and some onions. Grilled some onions for the brats. That worked pretty well. Threw some asparagus to steam on there. I broke down and grilled the sweet corn how the recipe says to do it, which is to like soak the ears for like half an hour before you throw them on the grill. My girlfriend seemed to agree that was the best way. So I'll be doing that in the future. Is that card interesting? I only have 1 blocker here is the issue. God, we have 9 damage in play. We can deal 9 damage and put them to 2. That's so close. That's so close to lethal, but it's just not. Super short stream, yeah. I'll probably do this draft and at least 1 more, maybe 2 more. Master of Death would have been really good that game. Almost makes you want to add it in. Yeah, fuck it. I'll play it over the probe. That doesn't save me any damage to the mule. Oh, block the legendary with the 6/5 and then sack the Dothy to make 2 creatures. Maybe that does save me. I didn't think of that. They would still have a 2/2 to attack with, but yeah, I think you're right. I think that probably does live. I appreciate you waiting to point out the line. This game would be pretty good if we had a black source, huh? I think I'm gonna send it back. I do like the early flyer there, but Narset was like pretty good that last game, right? They had Sylvan Library and Bonnie and such. And it found me 2 cards. Almost enough to win. Just gonna activate the converter here. Probably been Recurring Nightmare, we'll see. This is awkward. I should have played the Urborg for my land turn 1, because then I would still have access to double black here. But I'm binning the Urborg, so I have double blue for my Narset. I think I just need to with the Sylvan Library here. I could Frantic Search and just like try and hit a land. I think this is better. I think just getting the Narset down is better. Hell yeah. When is Cube coming back to Moto? There's a Living the Dream Cube happening here at the end of this month. Guy has cradled, no creatures. Okay. I'm into it. Oh, I should have downticked Narset first. Hell yeah. I was fishing for Force Will there, but, you know, whatever. Oh, right, I don't have a legal target, so assume that I'm gonna... It's like, so obviously you want to play life here. Surprised that one resolved. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that Narset was real important. Wanted to need that need that Sylvan Library to work. That always looks a little different, I think we had a good mixture of like a plan and pressure and interaction and stuff. Hey, Hellstorm 654, thanks for the sub, thanks for 24 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, 2 years to 2 years. Cheers to that. Just get those beats going. Just get the beats going. Hank could use a currency converter, Yeah, I kind of want to play currency converter and frog together. I kind of want to try that. That was awesome. Brainstorm getting me a card. Didn't hate that. Didn't hate that. Right. I kind of like the idea of activating the Fairy Mastermind here and just get even more cards. Am I a fan of board games? Yeah, I like board games. I was like, okay, I've got to tap my Mox Diamond in response. I've still got like Modern Brain going on with that card. This one's a little different though, One's got a Soul Ring deck. Awkward, right? I was gonna hit the Narset so the One Ring can actually draw here. They're gonna respond with a One Ring activation, but that's fine. I still want the Bowmaster to... Oh shit, I'm just getting scolded. Alright, fair enough. Not ideal for me. Let's see, we got 4, 5, 6 mana available. Can't Inquisition the opponent. And then attacking the opponent does nothing because the One Ring protection. So we're just going to serve it Karn here. Oh, that's the Frantic Search. Hey, No Breaks Jake. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 6 months. I'm tiny and in a corner. I'm aware. I am aware. I live in this corner. If I'm lucky, chat lets me out to play. You're getting tired of the One Ring? It's... I don't know. I don't know if I like that card or not. I do wish that the protection from the One Ring gunked up a little bit less. Turning off just like actual everything. It can be very difficult to remember, sort of like... Kind of like an Narset passive, I guess. God damn it, Kyle Beckman. Did you hear David Hasselhoff is legally changing his name to just Hoff? He said there will be less hassle that way. Why are you like this? How many gift subs to ban someone for their message? So the stream doesn't really work like that. But I wouldn't say there's like not a number. There's always a number. I think you just have to start donating subs and I'll let you know when you hit it. Hey, Lord Bergie, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 46 months. Oh, the Archon's revealing or resolving. Opponent's got a One Ring in play. Is this just a win? Was that game 1? It was. Awesome. I was going to lose that for a sec. Sauron wins. Sauron wins. Yeah, I appreciate the 72 beers. Oh, we're going to play Dress Down against this opponent. They have those Karn Strucks, right? They have those Karn Strucks. Let's get Harvester. Blackfire932, thanks for gifting 5 subs. Congratulations to Kara Kong, MJ, Kelly93, Real Dr. Drew, Pier 0, and 1083. Hell yeah. Thanks, Blackfire. Mighty kind. Mighty kind indeed. Spam my chat a little bit. You're now part of my downline. What does that mean? Should I be Googling that? In multi-level marketing refers to members you have recruited or who have joined the program after you did and whose sales or referrals also generate income for you. You're making my Twitch stream sound very pyramid-y. I like pyramids. Pyramids, that's a good shape. Like the food pyramid. All those valuable fats and sweets at the top. And all those delicious carbs at the bottom. That's good sciencing right there. I'm sorry to hear about your wife's surgery, Spingles. I hope it goes well. But congrats on maybe getting to go to CubeCon. CubeCon is a pretty good time. Pretty great vibes. Eagles of Denort. Fair enough. I was hoping they were going to play the Palantir here. I would have snapped at the resolve. And just like get a bow trigger every turn. Yup, you can draw. Yup, you can draw. Ooh, I like that Ponder Putty. Don't follow your dreams, just meet up with them later. That sounds like a lot less tiresome, huh? I win the match. Clean, huh? Clean. I'm glad I streamed a little bit today. Didn't let this deck rot, huh? Performing really well. Well, Bowmaster can trade with that robber, huh? Not going hard in the last day of queuing. I've got some folks visiting IM333. Y'all are lucky you're getting any Caleb at all. My little sister has a gig in Milwaukee. So I'm sneaking a few hours in. Sneaking a few cube hours in. And then tomorrow they're taking off before my stream start time. Oh, I get a Gitaxian probe off that robber. That's pretty fucking good. Tell them the chat says hi. Yeah, we'll do, we'll do. I was just saying earlier, I've been enjoying being an uncle. Photography gig, what I'm. Someone paid her to come down and take some photos. And so she said to her partner, like, hey, why don't we go down a few days early, visit Caleb a little bit. I think I gotta try and kill this Rabble Master, huh? As much as this robber has been grinding my gears here. So if I trade with the Rabble Master here, they can just like death it back. I might do it anyway. At least like eats up part of their turn, right? These hits have not been bad. Nice to see you too, speedrun. Bit of a Gorillas vibe. Yeah, a little bit. This is Wolfpack. There is a Gorillas tracker too in here. Alright, we're gonna Frantic Search here. And that's gonna find us Time Twister, and we're gonna win off that. We might have a rough time otherwise. Alright, I didn't find the Twister, but this is all pretty good, huh? Oh, exiling the Harvester was wrong. Because the 2/2 is just going to die anyway. Well, whatever. Make my value 2/2, kill my value 2/2. Great, well played, Caleb. I could be making a treasure this turn is all. It's the only difference. Nice value rogue token. Kind of sounds like King Gizzard. That last track? Yeah, King Gizzard has some more chill tracks. Like maybe off of something like Fishing for Fishies or something. Oh shit, what up? Eva the Bila, thanks for the sub, thanks for 68 months. You finally made it, the funny number! Happy sex number to everyone! I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. Flage Athari. These are some good fucking cards. Jesus. At least they don't have the mana to play both next turn, right? They only get one of these. I'm going to hold on to the Mox Diamond. I want to bin it to the currency converter here. You want to suggest that the opponent is cheating? Toxic mod. Jeez. Where am I getting you, folks? You just made fried rice and a bangs? Hell yeah. I haven't mastered fried rice yet. So far I've only been just like taking leftover delivery rice and fucking heating it up in the wok with some sunflower oil and just like throwing some eggs in and sometimes some hot peppers and stuff. I made some yesterday and I melted in some cheese as well. It ends up tasty, but my girlfriend's been complaining that it's like not super filling, that she gets hungry a few hours later. I had to figure something out. It's an issue I need to solve. Yeah, good luck in getting better from COVID, Spawn. Add more protein. Yeah, I mean, if I'm like adding more protein, it kind of feels like I'm just like making a whole dish instead of just reusing leftovers. When I order delivery, I could like order a chicken on the side. Like, is it in the U.S. as well that Asian places deliver a ton of rice? There's so much rice speed. I'll have like an equal amount of rice and the delivery food item per bite, and then I'll still end up with like a full tin of rice at the end. It's a lot. And I'll mention this on stream, and people are like, "No, you're crazy. Never enough rice." And I'm like, "But it's so much." I like rice. There's just so much of it. An egg or two is good for filling. Yeah, that's what I do, Blast Aqua. I'll crack like 3 or 4 eggs in. And like I said, I was trying with adding cheese as well. Like I was melting in cheese. I melted in like half of a block of cheese. And it still didn't hold. Like this is literally the recipe that I described. And now people are telling me to do the thing that I'm already doing. A rice pot? I'm not buying a rice for this. I'm not buying a whole new pot for this. I'm literally just trying to... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know how I can list off of an ingredients list with like 3 ingredients, and people are like, you should do that ingredient you're already adding. Like, really? Yeah, I should? That's a good idea. Thank you, Chad. Ooh. That time warp's gonna pull me ahead here. Consider adding some rice. Oh, that would do it. That would do it. That's what I've been fucking up. An interestingly timed mind collapse. I guess they were waiting for me to tap out, yeah, I'll make a 2-2. Makes sense. I could have counters. Ooh, yeah, let's twist it up. And all the islands are underground seas, so you want to tap your swamps when you can here. I think I'm going to Bitter Triumph, discarding the Narset, so I can spit out another 2-2 and get rid of this Lion Sash. Inquisition the opponent. I guess I can lead on the Inquisition. Maybe I have to leave up Bitter Triumph for some reason. It feels weird taking Flage here. I probably shouldn't, I am glad I Inquisitioned. I'm just not sure if I should get the Luminarch, the Rabble Master, the Flage. Let's try this. We turned the library back on. Oh, they turned it off again. I probably would have activated library. Converter makes an untapped treasure, yeah. The fire confluence is a real issue, huh? Opponent's juicing their creatures up here. Man, it's so when they fire confluence for 2, they don't lose their whole board. Interesting. Yeah, we can't let them sneak too much damage in, right? Between Fire Confluence and Flage. That's like 9. Can't just eat random shocks here. Currency Converter might be looting. We'll see what the opponent does. Correct, Abu, exactly like Manifest. We've been to Archon, right? With that Narset down tick. We're like in Archon casting range. Have an awkward down tick. The Twister shuffled Time Walk into the deck. Would not mind a Time Walk right about now. I think the opponent's considering a Fiery Confluence dealing 2 to all creatures to have like a nice clean attack, but they lose the Luminarch that way. Flage coming in, sure. The entire turn, flaging at 2/2. Okay. Suppose I'm into that. If I take 3 here, I go to 7. It's a little rough. They also get closer to Flage with that block. Is it Archon or Bust? Sort of. There's a Time Walk in the deck, too. Time Warp, anyway. Yeah, Flage is really good. I agree. Nice. Just thinking here. I could like reanimate the Rabble Master and get an attack in. I don't think I'm supposed to. The Archon was in the Narset pile, yeah. Lion Sash is a very awkward card to play in your non-white deck. But I'm not actually looking for suggestions, folks. It's not that kind of stream. I think a mod already like warned folks about backseating. We have a rule against it. Don't do it. I know you really want to backseat. So much fun to backseat. One issue with investing in the Lion Sash is then the Fire Confluence just gets to clear it. Because it's an artifact in and of itself. Oh shit, what up? Hey, the BIM thinks of 59 months. Don't forget to untap before I draw a card. I'll try not to forget. But I also don't want to just die to this Flage, right? Hell yeah, Bimp. I'm excited about that too. hate reanimating an artifact when they have Confluence in hand, but I think I have to. And then the LED crack is also going to bin the Mox Diamond, so the currency converter will be able to spit out a 2/2 if I want it to. Asking the question after the play is super good, yeah. At the end of the last match, someone pointed out that I could have blocked differently and potentially won the game. That was really good timing. Yeah, no animosity intended on my part for sure. It's a little hard because, you know, it's discussing lines is such a big part of Magic streaming, and I'm certainly not consistent about it. I'm human. I make mistakes. I don't want to like yell at people all the time. But I have the rule for a reason too. A lot of ways to scrub this Fiery Confluence. They might not even want to play it this turn. Nope, that was the correct way to do it. Let's see here. I'm going to lead on this. I'll get one more 2/2 out of this converter. Then we can still line slash that phage hum. Oh, there's a harvester under there. That's cute. The converter has put in overtime. Converter's really good. Super solid card. So we didn't lose the Cryptic Code. We got one more 2/2 out of the converter, and the Necromancy still answered the Flage. That's about as good as you can hope for, huh? Converter, I agree. It looks like it should be too cute, but then like in practice, it's like just doing enough interesting things. All lands in the opponent's hand. I wonder if they regret tapping that library earlier, instead of drawing cards with it. I think that was the biggest difference from their line that I would have done. It can be hard to realize, like, the library is turned off for so many turns, so in your head you're like, okay, the library is turned off. You stop thinking about it as a library, and then your opponent plays a Time Twister. Then you're like, okay, I've got all these cards. I gotta figure out what to do with them, how to sequence them, what to play first. You kind of forget that you could be drawing cards with library again. But I think the game's a lot harder if they'd started drawing after my Twister. Oh, they can't really with Narset, right? They would have to draw on my turn. Yeah, never mind. Maybe they could have drawn like a card or something. But it was more awkward for them than I was making it seem. Cool. I thought I might lose that game for a while. That was kind of an intense game. Opponent had a lot of good cards and reach and stuff. Had to navigate kind of a tightrope. We'll even Harvester this time. Thinking about Dress Down, thinking about Souls of the Lost and Master of Death. I like the Souls of the Lost a lot better if I play the Master of Death too. Should probably play this Dress Down, right? Could like Fog and Athari attack or something. It's kind of big. Lantern just for Flage. I think I'm okay against Flage. We got Voidwalker here. We got bounce spells. They have to pass the turn, no plays to activate Library of Alexandria. Well, I don't think I can't remember if I played Narset immediately post Twister. Is the thing. I don't think I did. That's what I was saying. They might have had a turn or two to draw with Library in there, but I don't actually remember if I had the Narset down immediately or not, or if it took me a little bit. I am willing to admit I could certainly be wrong. Yeah, I think they have enough interesting creature effects that the Dress Downs may be worth it. Can I explain how the Dothy answers Flage? Yeah, it eats their graveyard. They can use the Flage to answer the Dothy, but then they've got to like fill up their graveyard entirely afterwards, right? This hand's kind of cool. We can lead on the currency converter and then Mox Diamond bin. Converter makes a treasure. Yeah, mine too, to boom. What if I should just Mastermind turn 1? Maybe that's good instead of Inquisitioning. No, we'll Inquisition. Well, this hand is butts. We did play Narset immediately? Okay. Well, then I disagree with my past self. They played it fine. In terms of the library, not worth time walking themselves to activate library. I did not, Kevin. I think this game might come down to whether or not we can reanimate this Archon or not. Lamageddon? Is that a horror? I told my little sister about Hundreds of Beavers today. The black and white slapstick comedy that was shot entirely in Wisconsin, entirely in the North Woods of Wisconsin. Phenomenal film, excellent film, a delight. Certainly not for everybody, but a black and white slapstick is not going to be for everybody. I got a kick out of it though. Am I up for some Arena Cube? I am. I think I'm going to jam some of that on Thursday, Friday. And that's the current plan. Lamageddon is a comedy sci-fi. Oh, that sounds like I might be into that. 3.9. You know what? I might not be into that. There are very few films underneath 5 on IMDb that I end up enjoying. Oh, that undoes all my hard work here. Yeah, that's fine. And we get an extra card off the Fairy Mastermind. That's hot, huh? That's hot. And we get our land drop here. No, this is good. This is good, I think. Yeah, I really wanted to work the elite there. I'm not taking a Lelia hit's pretty good. Pretty not bad. Let's lead on this frantic search. Then we got a couple removal spells. We can dismiss their hand. We don't actually know what their hand is right now. And they already bring to swords. That's not bad, huh? Archon versus Atraxa. I think Archon's better, but like, It's really close, right? In Legacy Reanimator, people tend to play like 2 of the 3 between Archon, Atraxa, and Grizzlebrand. I don't think there's a definite consensus on the best 2 of the 3. It really is match dependent, yeah. No more cube for the cube gods. No more vintage cube. But the arena cube is going live. So tomorrow I've got a hey, sick, nice little trophy here on the last day of vintage cube. Yeah, tomorrow I've got a modern tournament, and then Thursday, Friday, there might be some Living the Dream cube happening. There might be some arena cube happening. And then Saturday, I'm once again going to be taking off because I've got a local pre-modern tournament. They happen here once every couple of months. They're very enjoyable. I really like them, so I usually jam them. And then